All right, well, they let them know where their allegiance lay. Rich and I will hang our heads and wait. But the girls' championship race at the Nike Cross Nationals 2011, 30 seconds away, and pinwheeling. And so they've lined up and they're ready to roll.
As we wait for the start, one thing to keep in mind, Saratoga Springs, Kinetic, they have the scoring record, 29 points. This team, at the start of the year for Manlius, is even better, but they would not have a chance really of threatening the record. The reason being, from that year till now, the rest of the national field is so deep and so strong, it's come up in caliber that it's going to basically inflate all the scores overall, even for the winning teams. But this Manlius crew, even with the 2 losses, is just an incredible crew. We'll see.
Last year, Rachel Johnson from the South and Texas won the race in 18 minutes and 19 seconds over Christy Rutledge from Manlius in 1821, with Amy Eloise Neal in third in 1849. But once again, based on what we saw in the boys' race, much faster this year. The cannon is off and away, and quickly I know that Lauren Fleischman is now riding in that lead gator. How's the ride so far, Lauren?
Oh, well, it's a bit bumpy out here and very cold. I don't know how these girls are wearing so little, but that's how it goes.
But they're generating heat. You're just sitting there.
Yeah, I'm like a heat vacuum right now.
No, it's brutal out there, but you're doing it for the team, so bless your heart.
That's right. I'm doing it for these girls. I just gave them all a big high five. There were a lot of smiles, a lot of great energy. They are so enthusiastic. I was a little worried. I was watching them all do their strides. Everyone looks so serious, but their game faces came on, so we're in for a good race.
Great. All right, we'll check in with you throughout the race, but if a game face, if not now, when?
Yeah, this is the time.
Well, we have a fast start once again, Rich, and more girls are going with it, but Amy Eloise Neal on the left in the yellow from Snohomish here with her team. Katie Knight is in the sort of blue and yellow kit, more on the inside. And again, those girls are they know each other so well, race each other so many times, right out there together.
Well, it looks like they're coming up the first little hill here. There's quite a few people lining the course and a lot of energy.
What are the numbers of the girls behind Amy Eloise Neal?
Well, we've got 135 and 113, 11, 22.
Great. That Katie Knight is number 11. 22, Renee Wellman out of the Carmel cross country.
Yeah, there's a lot of diversity as far as team representation up front here. It doesn't look like we have a single team unity, except for Manlius has some people I can see in the second pack working together.
Well, we can see, we talked about the Brianna Neyrud and the Samantha NADAL. Samantha NADAL is up there as well, right there, number 113, running very smoothly.
Yeah, she looks great.
Yeah, it's like she's well within herself, isn't she?
Yeah, she is. You know, she's got a really nice stride. It looks like she's got a, you know, is doing this on purpose. This doesn't look accidental, and she's definitely pulling away kind of quickly here. And, you know, in contrast, 135 from Northeast. I apologize, I don't know everybody's name. It's a lot tighter of a lead field as far as predictions than in the men's race, so it's a little hard to keep everyone straight. But
El Purrier from the Northwest.
That's right.
From the Northeast, rather, is number 135.
Not quite as relaxed, but looks like they're letting her go.
Well, Rich, let me ask you, Rich, what do you think of this?
Well, so far in the last clip we had close-up, I saw 3 individuals, 1 Northeast individual, a New York individual, and a New York team scorer. So the Northeast region, or this part of the country, once again, kind of pretty much being at home in these kind of conditions. We'll see how it goes. It was also Amy Eloise Neal from the Northwest. She was in 4th at that last shot.
Well, NADAL again, Samantha NADAL was 9th in 2010. And again, Nathan, experience at these levels. I mean, again, going to the championship, knowing how to expend your energy, knowing the course, where the difficult parts are. Experience played a major factor in this.
Yeah, definitely. Now, with her being on this course a couple times already, she's coming up to some of these tricky parts here, the whoop-de-doos, and so she's experienced these before, because it's definitely different in a race than when you actually do it in practice the day before when you're doing your shakeout. When you actually hit them, when you're full stride and you've been going hard now for a few minutes into the race, it can be a lot more difficult than just doing a few strides over them.
Yeah, I was seeing that people were like going back, like, you know, 20 feet and then approaching it saying, oh, maybe I'll put my foot on top. But when you're going all out, you're just making it up as you go.
Yeah, you just got to kind of put one foot in front of the other, and when you hit that first incline and that sharp downhill on those, you got to really adjust yourself accordingly.
Lauren, is the gap growing or has it stayed the same?
No, it looks like it's maintaining, and actually I would say there's some energy building in the chase pack. I think this might be a short-lived lead, and they're definitely closing in a bit on these first whoop-de-doos.
Yeah, that is Amy Eloise Neal, third place in the 2010 NXN. In second place, here's the leader after the 1K on the team, Manlius, Kinetic, Wilmington, Redondo Beach, and Fort Collins. If you're listening, Fort Collins, you're in 5th place. But Manlius with 49, 87 for Connecticut, 105 Wilmington, 135 Redondo.
So we have New York, Northeast, California, and the Southwest. Now the California team, one thing to know about them is they love to come out very, very fast in the first 2 kilometers. So seeing them right now top 5 is not a surprise. Of course, now they got to really hold on the last couple of kilometers and see, but they're notorious for being great aggressive starters.
In the first year of 2004, I think, at the time, Kinetic ran a 51, put up 51 points, and that held as a record until last year when Manlius ran 27 points. It was just extraordinary. 27 points at the national championship was Kenyan-like.
You know, unless they're going to make a big second half move today, it's not looking like that kind of domination. I can see down pretty far into the third pack even, and there's quite a few athletes who moved around the second, third Manlius ladies since the last time I reported in.
Alex Thibodeau from Redondo Beach, and she's wearing the armband of the 5th place runner.
Now, she'll be crucial for that squad because they're 4 deep with very high quality. Again, they start very fast. She's our number 5. She's going to be among the masses. She has to really keep into this race concentration-wise because she's going to be in the middle of a lot of points, a lot of point swings.
Samantha NADAL out of Glen Head Cross Country, North Shore, Long Island, New York. Our leader since early in the going, 9th place in this race in 2010. Her form, how would you say, Lauren, is she still right into that nice little clip rhythm?
Yeah, you know, she might be more of a track athlete. I don't know all the background on this, but we've got a slinky effect going on here, and the better the race surface, the more she pulls away.
Well, look, her eyes are there. She is over the barriers. What I like about her is her head's up. I mean, she's not deep within herself to take that she's got her eyes out on the horizon.
Especially when you're out there in front, you really have to focus on what's ahead, because if you start to look down, we always say that if you look down, you're starting to, it's like a defeated attitude. So you always try to look forward onto the horizon. And so, you know, her being out front, she has to do that right now.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
For you guys who are looking at the race on our Chase Gator cam, just remember that people wearing, the girls wearing the red armbands represent the team's selection of their proposed 5th place runner. And again, we've seen it before, the 5th place runner, that's what makes cross country of the team such an important component. Everyone scores, even 6th and 7th can displace runners. Everybody counts. Jessica Molloy now going over the hay bales. But 113, Samantha NADAL.
I'll see they're closing back in again.
Out of Glen Head.
A little bit tighter. Simi Valley has a runner that's really been pushing up in the last couple minutes here.
So we have Katie Knight.
188.
Who do we have there? What are the numbers in second
188.
place? 188.
That was Baxter.
That's Sarah Baxter.
Yeah, Sarah Baxter looks really good right now.
And Katie Knight, number 11. And they're moving in as we are 7 minutes and 34 seconds. Interestingly, it was Fitsum Zenesalase at 7 minutes and 40 seconds, caught our leader, Nick Ryan, and here we are at 7 minutes and 42 seconds, and the chase pack is caught right up to our leader.
So yeah, they've caught up to her. She still looks nice and relaxed, though. I wouldn't say she has a look of panic about her.
So NADAL has company. She's in the green and white, and the green, black, and white on the left. In the middle of your screen, in the green and black is Sarah Baxter. Just to her left, wearing the yellow and white top, that is Katie Knight out of the Northwest from the state of Washington.
You're right, Rich, though. Look at that pack up there. You know, there are so many good girls in this race, and we're seeing that difference from the boys' race, where it was really pretty obvious, right, that it willed down. Now we have a pretty strong group still.
Yeah, we're looking at really 6 girls still kind of in the hunt here.
And that's what we anticipated early on. It was such a deep field. I mean, 7 of the top 10 girls ranked in the nation are here at NXN, and it was sort of wide open. Claire PACIONE from Hamilton Cross Country out of Massachusetts running smartly. Over the hay bales. This
Yeah,
can make a difference.
There's not a lot of hay bale practice going on year-round in high school cross country, but it's some of the best hay bale jumpers I've ever seen in canyons, and they go over it about 700 different ways, so I don't think it really matters, to be honest, as long as you keep it cool.
Have you seen the steeplechasing techniques on the track in the Diamond League? It's ridiculous.
I know. It really doesn't matter.
It doesn't make any difference.
Yeah, you just got to get over it and keep going.
Yeah, prevent an adrenaline spike is really what you're trying to do.
Katie Knight now from the Northwest Individual North Central High School has gone to the front. She's been battling Amy Eloise Neal for the last couple of years here in the Northwest region, also in the Washington State 3A meet. She's looking her husband John is the coach of her high school team, very mature young lady.
Yeah,
what's the number of the girl?
Really
Lauren, what's the number of the girl in the red shorts and the yellow top?
143.
143.
I'm very impressed with how she looks.
Well, that's Haley Pierce. That's from Wilmington
Haley.
Cross Country. That's Haley Pierce. No wonder.
Yeah, Haley looks great.
Well, she's
got a completely level head carriage, and just the way her arms come up, they don't cross over her midline too much. Everything about her looks like in control. She's got some strength behind her, you know. I think, yeah, I'm really impressed with watching her run.
And she has still not tried to go to the front. She's happy just to stay right back there. She's got a lot of experience on this course, 7th 2 years ago, 5th last year.
Yeah, she's got kind of a, I don't want any drama. I'm just going to sit here and follow along and get ready to make my move attitude.
10 minutes, 22 seconds into the girls' championship race. The boys looking on anxiously with their favorites. And look at this pack. Sarah Baxter now, the super soft out of Simi Valley, California, on the left with the arm warmers on. She's gone to the front, Rich. I mean, as a sophomore, this is quite stunning.
And for her size, she's diminutive, but she has amazing strength. So on this muddy course later on, she's going to loom as the favorite here, I think.
Well, yeah, and Lauren, she's the lightest frames of all these girls out there, so she might be able to go through that mud more like the water bug.
I'm sorry, I missed that. Whoop.
Well, no, Sarah Baxter, the girl in front from Simi Valley, a sophomore, she's the smallest of our contenders right now.
Yeah.
And so she might be able to handle that mud pretty well.
Yeah, I'd say there's some evidence for that in mud running and cross country. Definitely helps to be light on your feet.
Amy Eloise Neal's teammate Maren Hannenberg out of Snohomish Cross Country, number 53, trying to maintain contact with this 3 other girls tucked into that pack.
Yeah, this definitely starting to spread out through this mud.
We just saw number 77, Grace Howley out of Kingwood Cross Country, their 5th place runner. Now it's Knight on the inside in the yellow, and Sarah Baxter in the black out of Simi Valley has gone 1-2 in the girls' race.
About 30 seconds ago, it seemed like Baxter was trying to make a move, and right away, Knight responded. And Knight is a real battler, basically experienced from all those wars with Amy Eloise Neal, so it's going to be a throwdown time here.
The top 3 remain Manlius, Kinetic, and Wilmington. 57, 84, 137. So the points have been fairly solid. Manlius has gone from 49 to 55 to 57 over our first 3 kilometers. So fairly solid in the lead.
This is going to be a critical moment in the race right here. Sarah Baxter just got a little tiny lead going off that last whoop-de-doo. And I'd say Chaseback looks a little bit discouraged. We'll see what happens.
Just past 12 minutes and 30 seconds now into the girls' championship race. Baxter from Simi, the 2-time Division II CIF champion. That was just last weekend too, Rich.
Right, actually it was Division I last year, Division II this year, which was a much tougher division team-wise. It was the meat grinder nationally. But right here, she gets great experience. She's got about an 8-meter lead on the field right now.
And it was the was it the whoop-de-doos that sort of made the difference there, Lauren?
You know, when you're at this part in the race, we're far enough in now where everybody's hurting. So if somebody gets just a little bit of space, it can make a big difference. It's all about the timing of your move. I don't know if her move was intentional or not, if it was just that she's good at the whoop-de-doos, but she used that last downhill well. It just got her a couple feet. She's still hanging on to it.
We've kind of seen everybody take a little bit of a different track. Sometimes they'll go around the mud, and sometimes it looks like she got a little bit of a gap before the whoop-de-doos, taking a little bit of a different track as well.
But Baxter has established herself a gap. Again, 18:12 was the time that won last year, 18:19 rather, the time won last year by Rachel Johnson. but she's going to be pushed all the way to the line. She can't come off the pedal whatsoever, or she's not going to win this race.
She's going to need to keep pressing. She does not have great leg speed. So some of these girls that do have better leg speed, she's going to need to distance them right now and make them hurt right now and keep opening that gap.
Nathan, what are you telling yourself as an athlete? You know you got the lead. You're trying to sense who's behind you.
This is the hardest part of the race, really, because it's really starting to get hard for them at this point. They got only a few minutes left. They really got a lot of lactic acid starting to build up and pool. And so to be able to keep poise in here, you're in the hardest position if you're out in front by just a few meters. If you're way out in front, it's different. And if you're chasing, it's better. But if you just got that little gap, you always worry, are they going to come up on you?
Well, we just passed the 4K mark. It's Katie, right, from Wilmington?
Well, Katie Knight is an individual from the Northwest. She's in the yellow.
Yeah, she actually still looks pretty good. I know Sarah's got a gap, but
Haley Pierce, that's Haley Pierce in second place.
Haley, yeah, Haley looks really strong.
Baxter and Haley Pierce, of course, she's been firing off, in that southeast region all year long. And she's also got great credentials here on this course, finishing 7th and 5th the last 2 years.
I definitely think it's down to a two-girl race here. 3rd and 4th are running strong, but they aren't running in a way that looks like they're running for the lead anymore.
From our vantage point, it looks like Baxter's holding together quite nicely.
She looks great. I mean, she looks totally smooth. The only thing that's going to keep her from winning this race is a surprise move from second place.
Yeah, I don't know if she looks like she's the kind of athlete, Rich, that's got a big kick. She's got that solid big gear that she can just hold on, but doesn't look like she's somebody who can downshift.
No, you're correct. She does not have the wheel, so to speak, but she does have the strength, so it would favor her by a long kick here.
So Pierce has got to get into sniffing distance, Nathan, and smell that blood.
And she looks like she is. She's closing at a very consistent, steady grind, and if she comes up on her shoulder during that final stretch, I think that, I mean, she's moving at good momentum.
Knight in 3rd place so far.
Trying to get a good read there, but that appears to be Mary Kane possibly in 4th.
Is that Manlius or is that Fanning? That's Fanning in 4th. It's Fanning from Manlius in 4th place, holding strong on Pierce. So these are really veteran athletes out on this field, except for our leader, Sarah Baxter. And it ain't over. We got just turning 16 minutes on the clock. Baxter maintains about a 2-second, 3-second lead.
She looks like she's kind of rallied a little bit. Pierce is coming on her pretty good, but she's kind of opening it back up a little bit.
Yeah, she's got a good downhill stride going. What's the lead? It's always deceptive on television, Lauren.
Oh, it's about 3.5 seconds. It's not that big, but I'm not sure that it's going to get any smaller at this point. Sarah looks too strong.
Sarah's going to have to do some fading for Haley Pierce to come get her. She's not going to be able to just elevate her game enough to make that gap up.
Yeah, and Haley looks like she's feeling it in her legs over those hay bales.
Yeah, it looks like she got it's like the blood in her nostrils, and she was coming after her, and then she used a lot of that energy, and then all of a sudden, another move by our leader Baxter sort of broke her free.
And now being in the final 400 meters or so of this race, I think that this is where she might be sniffing the finish line just enough that she can really gather her strength now.
Janae Jaraqui from NEWHALL Cross Country is in that lead pack, but there's Sarah Baxter on the flats, striding out. Nice long stride, too.
Yeah, she looks really good right now. I'm very impressed with this performance. She just has never looked back. She's been running within herself, complete focus, peace, calm on her face. She can see that finish line, but you can just see she's not letting herself even look at it too much. She's just focusing on one step at a time, getting herself to the finish line.
Here she comes. Thanks, Lauren. 17:30 on the clock, and Sarah Baxter, the super soft from Simi Valley, California, is the 2011 NXN champion. 17:39. Haley Pierce in 2nd. Katie Knight on the podium in 3rd. Jillian Fanning from Manlius in 4th.
Amy Eloise Neal, we saw her drift back with a mile to go, back to 9th. She moved back up and rallied for 5th place.
Sarah Baxter, Haley Pierce, Katie Knight, 1, 2, 3. Jillian Fanning now. Manlius has been in the lead since the first kilometer, has maintained a steady advantage over their cross-state rivals from Kinetic. Wilmington out of Delaware, maintaining in 3rd place. It's been that way from the 1st K to the 4th K. We'll see if it holds up all the way at the finish line. as the rest of the girls drive home here in Portland Meadows.
I may have missed one of the girls from Manlius, but right now Kinetic seem to have moved really well over that last kilometer to make it very, very close. We'll see if anyone else is also in the mix. But Kinetic seemed to run really well in the latter stages of that race team-wise.
There's one again. Red armband represents the proposed fifth runner on the team. And they can notice, they also know the other red armband, so they're struggling for every place they can get.
And as you can see, when they finish, there are people all around them within a couple of seconds, which just generates a lot of points.
Well, there's Sarah Baxter, our champion. It's the first time it looks like it's been any effort whatsoever on her face.
She looks solid all the way through it, but you could see the relief on her face when she crossed the finish line as well.
Well, she was pushed. I mean, she had to earn this. Of course, she did earn it.
Yeah, Pierce came up on her about 800 meters to go. She got really, really close, and it looked like she might close that, but she definitely had that next gear.
Great job, congratulations.
Yeah, she's only a sophomore, but she's a two-time California State champion. Moved divisions, D1, then D2 this year, but broke Jordan Hesse's freshman records at Mount Sac and Woodward Park. So she stamped herself as somebody to contend with. But again, as you said, she made a decision not to come to national championships last year because her team didn't make it. And this year, she has come and she has conquered.
She has, and her team had a great summer. Again, they were one of the top teams in California. They were the top team in California most of the year. And then Saugus, NEWHALL, they closed out so well at the state meet. Now, Simi Valley had a bit of a setback the day after the state meet this year. The day after, they were taking their team picture. They had a freak fall by one of their athletes, broke her collarbone. She did not make the trip, and that hurts their team a little bit in terms of their depth. It makes a clear difference. Without that, if they run their best race, they're about a top 4 team. Without their number 4 girl, however, it's going to be pretty tough, but it sure helps a lot when your lead runner has just 1 point.
Well, the big difference, of course, with this and NCAA is that NCAA athletes can go pro. But these girls can't go ahead of time to the NCAA.
Well, occasionally you get one of those real superstars, someone like Alan Webb, you know, who goes really early. But these girls are still young, and they got a long ways to go. So.
Well, already, once again, we have a recovered champion, and Lauren Fleischman's down with Miss Baxter.
All right, I got Sarah Baxter here, the champion. Tell me how you're feeling right now.
Very tired.
You maintained a sense of total calm on your face during that whole last mile. Were you feeling that on the inside, or were you trying to kind of just show that, you know, like, tell me about that.
I was kind of calm, but at the same time I was scared. So very conflicting, I guess.
Yeah, it kind of feels like that. Like you got feelings on the inside, but you have to suppress them so you don't get caught. Were you worried about who was coming behind you?
Definitely. I know that this is a big field of very elite athletes, so I was just trying to maintain my pace through the whole race.
What would you tell yourself, anything, in order to keep yourself focused on the moment?
Yeah, I would tell myself that Nike brought me here, and I wanna race well and do it my best. Show them my gratitude.
That's really cool. Congratulations on an outstanding race. You really did a great job. Go find your team. I know you're really excited about that. Okay, good job. Enjoy. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Lauren. She sounds like a sophomore in high school. I mean, we were saying that Footsum looked like very much of a mature young guy. She's got a lot of, she hasn't nearly filled out.
No, she's